All right, question for you. When you think about Churchill Downs, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Probably the Twin Spires.
Yes, and I learned that the track's most prominent feature almost wasn't added. The Twin Spires, icons of Churchill Downs, of horse racing, of Louisville.
When you look at Churchill Downs, the Twin Spires, that's the Nike swoosh. It's our signature brand.
And to think, those ornamental towers were a last-minute addition when 24-year-old Louisville architect Joseph Valdez designed a new grandstand that opened in 1895. Valdez reportedly thought that the plain roof just needed something extra.
Awe-inspiring, beautiful, something that people want to capture of and get that memory, that keepsake that they have with them after they've left Churchill Downs.
Several years ago, the architect's great-grandchildren visited the track and got a close look at the blueprints. They shared that Valdez never came to the track to see his work.
The reason why, he was afraid the Twin Spires would collapse into the grandstand, and he was fearful of it when he first put it together.
But they have stood the test of time. Those spires have had a couple renovations to replace wood and install modern lighting. And they've watched over major grandstand renovations at Churchill Downs. Some people lament that the spires are not the tallest part anymore, but the addition of suites and balconies on both sides have in some ways made them more accessible.
Fans can get right up close and personal, and people often do that. I think that's the most popular selfie shot for those of you, that live in Louisville.
The spires were used in branding before branding was a thing.
Valdez would say later in life that despite the fact that it was just ornamentation and just added after the fact, he said Matt Wynn actually told him that, Joe, you're going to be noted for these Twin Spires. That's what you're going to be known for later in life.
The next change the spires will oversee is a paddock main entrance redesign to be complete before the 150th Kentucky Derby.
I think it's the single most transformational thing that you're going to see here at Churchill Downs, and those Twin Spires are going to be a big part of it.
In fact,
So the Twin Spires did weather the test of time.
they absolutely
Would you
did.
tell me, 1895, that's where they were built? My goodness.
Almost as old as the track itself.
That's crazy to think the architect was not confident in his work and he thought that they were going to collapse in the grandstand.
They've made some souvenirs over time as they've renovated. They've taken some of the slate off or some of the little tiles and made souvenir plaques, but they're pretty much the same as they've always been.